Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want, what you want, what you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and your circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick your can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K, 1K.
All right, peace and black power family. Welcome to another episode of Do Knowledge Radio. Place where knowledge is born. This is your host, Knowledge is Born a Lot. And we got the definition of redemption in the building today. Proof that indiscriminate to your circumstances, you can turn your life around and push it in a whole nother direction. You see what I'm saying? And we got proof that, like Andre 3000 said, the South got something to say. You understand? When he grabbed that award and shit, he was like, the South got something to say. You understand? So we got the definition of both of those worlds here together. You know what I mean? So we got the man, the myth, the legend, CEO of Black Lyfe Music Group. Yeah. My man, my brother, a warrior out here in these streets. He ain't one of these industry cats y'all might meet. You see what I'm saying? If you get that twisted, you might end up twisted some kind of way. So let's welcome my comrade, man, to the platform, man. Tru Sinatra in the building. Welcome to the show, my brother. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm great. God is good. You know what I'm saying? It's living. It's living.
That's real, man.
That
is real. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We seen the sunshine over here today. You know, after all that rain and all that madness, we got the sun shining out here.
Yeah, you know.
Appreciate it. So I'm good. How you been though? You know what I'm saying? How did 2020 treat you?
2020? 2021. I mean, 2020, I think we all got treated the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, lost people, we lost track, and at the beginning, but at the end of the day, it make us stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I can say honestly, 2020, even the beginning of the 21, like, you got to be strong and survive. You know what I mean? So we here, man.
That's real. So let's go with an introduction for those who may not be familiar with you. Take a moment to introduce yourself. Let's get into it.
Right. I go by the name Tru Sinatra. Sinatra is my middle name, and the true in front of it, I'm a true Ascari, I'm a warrior, and there's no capping around me, period, or from me, so I'm gonna keep it all the way true. I can't get no truer if that's a word, but words are made every day. But yeah, man, just out here grinding, music wise, telling my stories, that can impact a life or, prepare someone that's going through what they're going through, that they can see the other side. Just like you said earlier, all that rain and the sun is shining. I've been there to weather the storms, and get through it. You know how it go.
Definitely. warrior to warrior. I definitely know. You understand what I'm saying? So if I gave a word like, well, if I gave two words, redemption and reconciliation, what do those two words look like for you?
Ooh, let's just say I was at a, I'm like, you sit back and you look at these hood movies or these TV shows, and you see what you see in the movies and the show. Like, that's my life, you know. And it's just so much, man. I'm just happy to be where I'm at. It was to a point where I was looking at 25 to life off of, basically defending myself, but due to how the system is built for us and how things are, like they won't trying to hear it. They like, yo, you got to. We don't care that it was self defense. It's like, you're another man. You did this. We're gonna try to send you up the road. And to go through that, knowing, like I said again, the truth, what was true, I'm like in disbelief. I'm like, really, and you hear stories from the other side to where they go do something crazy, and it's like they don't even see that. They like, oh, it wasn't. They try to make an excuse for why they shouldn't get the punishment they should get. But when it came down to me or us as a people, it's like they try to hang us. They still try to hang us. But I was there, 25 of life, facing it, kept my head up. I knew that what's done in the dark would come to the light, and it came to the light. Even though I had to go through what a person shouldn't go through, dealing with it, and just made up out of there. Did bids, just still got a leash on me. The probation, not now, but going through all that, the probation period, and the violation of probation off something that really is just as small as, like they did me. He pop a willie, you violate him for popping a willie. That what crime was that? Or you violate me for being around somebody. What kind of, what is that? So just got through all that, man, and I can honestly say living an experience, that's a true definition of, that's a teacher. Experience is a good teacher, like, and it's crazy because you be real, whoever real gonna recognize real no matter where you go. So going through, hitting prison yards and, just being myself, you gain love, you gain respect, you gain, just there's so much networking involved. Even when it comes down to music and stuff like that, like, you just don't stop because you feel like they got you boxed in. You make the best out of it. And that's what I did, man. Made the best out of it. Came out. My mind frame was different. Not saying that, like I say, don't get it twisted because I'm living, like I think I should. Don't get it twisted like I won't relapse, but I don't, that egg got to be pushed. I got to be pushed. I'm like a button. You have to push me. Other than that, I'm out the way. I lay low. That's an alias for me, AKA for me, lay low, because that's all I do now. Lay low, stay out the way. That's the saying. And it just grind, man, and just get a better thought as a man and learning what they didn't teach us. Try to grab on little stuff here and there, stocks and owning stuff, and assets, and you got my kids out here to get a second chance with them. It's just a lot of stuff like that kind of put me in a different lane, and that's what I'm known for in my city. I'm a whole person, artist wise. I'm in a whole different lane. I'm in my own lane. When it comes to people wise, I'm in my own lane. I just move how I move, So
So now let's talk about the shift. You know, we all came up a certain kind of way. What's what's the shift like reintegrating, coming back home a different person than you was when you went You know what I'm saying? When you went down, you see what I'm saying? Because people got a perception of you, and how were you able to change that, or were you able to even change that perception of you? You see what I'm saying? Where cats are used to you being a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We live wires. We was the ones that set it off, and you go from the ones that was setting it off to playing the background. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, how are you perceived now? You so you know how was you able to make that work? Because
I
everybody
feel,
can't make that switch. You know what I'm saying? They can't make that transition.
yeah, I just felt like, you know, on top of my kids looking up to me and my family, you know, being there, being supportive, and kind of making a promise to them, like, yo, I'm not going back. They broke their neck, they stuck their neck out for me to make me, you know, be able to see the light again. And I sit back and knowing what I've been through, what I've done in these streets, and you start to look at the world like from the outside angle. And then, you know, I be a lot of places. I see a lot of guys I grew up with. I watch grow up. You know, and basically you like, you know, they going down. I want them to go down the same path. It's like, okay, well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get on my ground for myself and my family and my loved ones. But at the same time, I'm gonna let these people know I'm gonna show what I'm doing. You know, I put it out. You know how Jay-Z do. You know, he gonna talk about it. He gonna show it. So, what I done, man, I just, you know, I end up jumping in, like picking up little skills here and there, like barbering. Went to barber school, you know, and did that. But while I'm in barber school, I'm working cleaning toilets and mopping floors at the same time to be able to pay for my tuition. And at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I can go holler at my people and do this and do that and not have to worry about all this. But I'm like, nah, like I'm already on a leash. These people got me on a leash. So I mess up. That's it. So, you know, straight getting off the grind, barber school, got involved with that. And what I done different that makes me, I guess, it makes me stand out from a lot. A lot of people knew me for my music. So in my music, I'll put a message in there, you know, try to put messages in there, basically let them know like, okay, it's cool to live your life and do what you do. But at the end of the day, you still can do what you need to do on a different level. And at the barber school, you know, just kind of picking up other trades here and there. I'm like, yo, I can do this, I can do that, you know, just picking up different stuff. But make a long story short, what I've done was I got so active with like the community college in the area. You know, I'm doing stuff, I'm taking up 2 classes for 2 different type of careers. And, you know, the lady come up to me, she was like, won't you just in the other class? I'm like, yeah. She was like, how you gonna do both? I'm like, I can do both. She was like, I don't think so. I said, I'll show you. So I did it, made the best out of it, changed my life, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole different, like money, a different bag type, you know, and still doing both. But the fact they, you know, they look at me like, oh man, like we need you to come through and tell your story to get more people involved. So I'll go and talk verbally to the people, but at the end of the day, the ones that know me, or if they're not in that room, and you hear my music, I'm saying it in a way. So a lot of change came from just knowing that I got an audience, you know, because I'm an artist. So I always got an audience. So it's like whatever I do, people are watching, no matter if it's the hood, the, you know, corporate America, the DA, like the police, like everybody is watching. So I can't just go out there and cap and just talk about a lot of crazy stuff, because they're gonna come to me and be like, oh, you still living this life. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people incriminate themselves, you know, which is nothing wrong with making music. It's supposed to be freedom of speech. That's what I thought until I went to court and they played my music in court and try to use it against me, saying that I'm living a life, you know, and my rap sheet is matching up to what I'm saying. So I try to, you know, I still get in that lane. I can still talk my talk, but I watch what I use. I watch the words that I use, whether it's a past tense word. And you know, people that know music, or it could be a double entendre, like something that I said, I might not say it in a way, but if they good on music, they know what I'm talking about. You know, so but I became a homeowner. You know, I'm out here just, you know, just showing and proving.
So something right there. This is why interviews are so important because it allows you the space and opportunity to go back in your mind and extrapolate. You know what I mean? Like you might have been walking around with this. Some of the stuff you might have just put out of your mind. You see what I'm saying? When you going back and looking, and in your story, just like you just spoke about, there's other people. You see what I'm saying? You mentioned a support system coming home, and you know your family sticking their neck out. And some people coming home to nothing. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they're waiting in that realm of recidivism. They're waiting for them to violate. They they might got little bet pools to see how long such and such gonna stay home. You see what I'm saying? And when you come back to a community that celebrate you, in and out of the penitentiary, whether it's the county, whether it's the state, whatever the case may be, you in and out like that. They see you. So the same way they watch us, athletes and entertainers since they was young, the private prison industry does the same thing. So when you're a juvenile on up, you know what I mean? So if they catch you with something small when you were young, or they know your family, they study this. You know what I'm saying? You look in criminal justice, they got a degree in criminology.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? All the way up to the doctorate level. So they're studying why people do crime. They go from the size of your head, and then they go into your generation. Who in that family been incarcerated? You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
law enforcement work is a family business. Just like, the court situation, that takes family business. So you get into that space with the family business and it's repeat customers, like a car lot or something else. They lost him. Just waiting for him to come back on. Those tuning in, we live with our brother Tru Sinatra, man, CEO of Black Lyfe Music Group. And we're getting into some of these intricacies before we get into some of the music. Matter of fact, let's see if I can play a song real quick while we wait so y'all can hear some evidence. Give me 1 second. Second, 1 second, 1 second. Second.
You do not be in these streets. You do not be in these streets. You do not be in these streets.
Yeah, I got the bag on me. I got the mag on me. Come tripping. I got the bag on me. Check out the swag on me. I'm tripping.
Boy, we still in the field, whether you like it or not. I gotta stay low from the cops. I get my respect from the ops. They be showing me love a lot. They know I'm out getting my guap. Ain't no way I never ever stop. I'm just trying to make it.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I was just giving them a little sample.
Yeah, my
Saying,
fault.
cause we
Something happened.
sound good. You know how it go.
Yeah.
You know how it go out here. I guess it was your turn. It was my turn first. You know what I'm saying? Before we started with these technicals, so it just switched back and forth.
Yeah, it got low on me. So I'm trying to turn it up, get you loud enough. Next thing you know, like, whoop. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I think when somebody calls you, if you're using your phone, then the volume goes out
Yeah.
on the phone. I think my only saving grace is I had some headphones, so it just kind of worked it out. But yeah, I played the little sample off of the joint. Let's talk about that real quick, man. In these streets,
In these streets.
were you able to hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a joint. We me and my brother, he's the feature up there, Young Ted. And he's another hot artist in the group Black Lyfe. My biological brother, that Danielson, and we were out in LA. He was in LA, went out LA, and we got a couple people out there that deal with music, and we going to the studio. So we like, oh man, we really won't, expecting to really get down like that, record. We just went to network and chop it up and get plugged in with a few things, and my man, he like, yo, let's go to the studio right now. So I got a producer from around my way, the After Party, that's his name. I'll hit him up real quick. He'll send me a beat. So he sent the beat, and I think we came up with that song in like 20 minutes, about 20 minutes. But like I said, man, it comes
You said
easy.
how long?
Like
What you said?
like 20 minutes, 20.
Yeah, I hear this shit. Was I tripping? Hold on. When I say the South got something to say, the South got something to say in 20 minutes. You understand what I'm saying?
20 minutes.
Hey,
And
my bad.
a lot of people be surprised when I move, when I work like that, because I don't write. I think writing slows me down with my thought process. You know what I'm saying? So by the time
20
I put the
minutes
pen,
and he don't write. Y'all hear this?
by the time I
20
put the pen
minutes
on
and he don't write. Look, man, look. I just need, look, because you saying so I needed to marinate for a second for him. You understand what I'm saying? Like they need to understand that's a skill. That's a
yeah,
talent. Where your mind got to be at to be able to hold that in your head and make it go in the way that it do. Go ahead.
yeah. But like I said, man, I don't write, because by the time the pen hit the paper and I'm writing the words down, I think my thought process it moves so quick, and it's like I think it just take a lot from the expression in my voice at that moment, or however I want to say it. You can write something down and you'll play with it. It just won't. It won't. You know what I'm saying? You might think of it one way, but say it a different. But me, you know what I'm saying? Hit record. I'm gonna say what I got to say with that same feeling, how I think about it at that moment. So, but like I was saying, we was out in LA. We recorded that joint like 20 minutes, and it come easy because I'm basically talking. I'm talking, but with a cadence, with a flow, with a couple, or with a rhyme scheme. Like it's just, I don't know. It's easy.
That's right. Sometimes you could be trapped on the page, but
Yeah,
the page, it serves a purpose for a multitude of fashions. It may not be something that you use, but it could be something that you can incorporate, because you could always take something that you've written down, you come back, you look at it again, you got a whole nother concept for it. You see what I'm saying? You can go a whole nother way with it. it could turn into a rhyme book, not a book of rhymes. You see what I'm saying? It could turn into a rhyme book, you know,
Right.
that you can sell. That's out there. So it's just different avenues and approaches. And when you sit in with people and you doing artist development and young people who just have ideas, they brilliant. They need to know how to structure and write it down.
Yeah.
That these could become affirmations for them. You see what I'm saying? The streets need affirmation. Jeezy had a whole movement called Thug Motivation, saying the
Right.
thugs need motivation. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, in that era, in that time frame, it could have been something that related. This is what made, you know, Tupac prolific. He had that set ability to be able to go into all of these different places, whether it was revolutionary, whether it was the streets, whether it was regular life, you know, whether it was social justice issues. All of that exists in your mind based off your life experience.
Right.
So if you don't write it, you can write it in another form. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
True.
You can speak it in another form. You see what I'm saying? So all these things, they take shape and form in a way where, you know, you can lace a cat up with some game. This is what made Malcolm X very prolific. He had the same ability to talk to everybody on a level. So whether you was the preacher or you was the street, he was
Mm-hmm.
in both of those places already. You see what I'm saying? And he
Yeah.
came from a family that was organized and oriented around organization. So he had no problem coming into the Nation of Islam. He was already born in an organization. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? So these are things that are glossed over, you know, because people don't want to give certain credence because they would have to commit certain things. So these things come and you've been organized. You see what I'm saying? And you've been wronged. You know what I mean? So these are all spaces and places to where you can use your music to impact lives, change lives, shape lives, and motivate from your writing and your speech.
True. True. True indeed.
The South got something to say, man. You know what I'm saying?
South
True
got
Sinatra
some.
in this motherfucker, man.
The South is the South is where the roots at. You know what I'm saying? The South is where the
For
roots.
real.
You know, I go up north and you know, chopping it up with people. They ask, they hear my accent. They know I'm country. Where you from? I tell them the South. Yeah, my grandma stay down there. My aunt and uncle like this. Everybody got somebody to stay in the South. That's where roots
Right.
at. So,
Nappy Roots said the whole world is country. You know what I'm saying? Nappy Roots said that. The whole world is country. So let's get into I ain't even get to the story about, you know, Black Life Music Group. You know, what was your vision? What was your goal? Like, what was the story? How y'all got it started? What happened?
well, what happened was I was born in 1988 as a black boy, and that black just ain't gonna never leave me. That's just what it is, and I'm a black man living a black life. You know, as far as a lot of people ask what's the meaning of black life. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's what it said. You know, ain't no meaning to it. You get what you see. You know, but it more came off of, you know, how you trying to come up with something. I don't want to say catchy because that's like that word is real thin to me, but something that looks good. It represents something strong, you know. And Black Life was it just came to me. You know, I can't even give you like, oh, it means this, that, and the third. It just came to me like that. So when we end up calling it Black Life, because before we used to go by fam, you know, FAM, fam. And the breakdown of that was forever a member, you know, forever FAA and member M, you know. But when you family, that's what it is. You forever a member of your family. And I think it's around the time that you had like around my way in the streets, they had different groups, different, cliques, different, this and that. And we just, like I said, it came to, it was just Black Life, man. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't give you the, you know what I'm saying, the breakdown of what it is. It's just what it is. I try to find it, but I'm like, then I'll be capping because it's just what it is. It was, it started off 3
No,
members, me.
that's perfect.
Yeah, started off with 3 members, me, myself, my brother, like I said, Young Tev. We had an R&B singer named Danny B. Who was versatile. We was versatile. Like, we give you the streets, we give you the R&B, and we gave you, like, something for the ladies or just something to sit back and chill. And we had a few other members that was a part of it. But you know how life takes its turns and this, that, and the third. So, like, just like with Rockefeller, these people who, was part of the dynasty, you like, where they at? People might look at Jay like, oh, he ain't had to do them like that. But in reality, you don't know what these people done to put themselves in that predicament. So, but it went from 3 to 4, picked up 1. It was called a pick 4. It was like a lottery, like straight just fire. And then we things happened. We dropped that back down to 3, and then we picked up, another family member, my cousin, go by the name Cash Boomer, and like Black Life it's a movement. It's a movement because I think around my city, people look more at Black Life as a movement because of who I am, how I move, what I stand for. So I think at the time when I first tried to came up with it, it really didn't have nothing behind it. I couldn't tell you where it came from, but now, like, I gave the meaning to Black Life. That's what I'm trying to say, to Black Life, because now people know it like it's a movement. We revolutionary. We, so many things. It's just every time something happened and they said Black Lives Matter or, anything like that, it's like we can relate. That's a part of Black Life. Or like just anything, man. People grinding, just finally coming up in life. Like, just it's part of everything. It's everything, man. It's everything.
So, what do you look for in the artist? What was it about? Even though that's your brother, what was it about him, and what was it about the members that got selected? What kind of qualities, traits, skills that they had?
I think as far as like my brother, he hot, man. He like, man, the boy's so hot. And when life start to take a toll on, you just trying to live life and, just make sure things go like they're supposed to, you kind of lose your drive, but with my brother, it's like he got low. His voice was one thing. It stood out. His swag, his wordplay. Um, it's just, our R&B artists, the way his mind thought, it was like we'll go do a song, he'll come up with a hook, but the hook wouldn't just be no regular plain hook, and it make you like, like, how do you think of, it was just something unique in everybody that you don't see a lot, or it's just everybody. It's different. It's a different, but when it's all together, it's like different ingredients. You put it together, it's just banging, And I think that's what it was that made us different and stand out. So, but looking into the artists, man, they got to be creative. You got to be you know, your mind got to click. You got to, I can't have you lagging, you know. I want a reflection of me, you know. If you know how they say, if I had 3 more of me, then I'll be on top or whatever, something like that. You know, that's how I felt at that moment. So it's just original, man. It's just real, just talent, like you say, talent. It's talent.
You said you said you ain't had no story. It's just it is what it is. No, like nah, you got into it. It's layers though. It's levels. You
Yeah,
see what
it's
I'm
level.
saying? There's levels and there's intricacies. So, you know, I'm looking at you as an entrepreneur. You see what I'm saying? You have standards. You have things by in your selection process. You know, some people say, "Well, I just do what I do." You know, I can't explain.
Yeah,
You have to be able to explain what you do
yeah,
because you want your vision to be out there for people to attach themselves to your vision. Everybody got sight, but everybody don't have vision. You see what I'm saying? They have to know where they fit in that vision and what's required of them. They be like, "Yo, you ain't never tell me to do nothing." You understand what I'm saying? Like we grew up with people like that. If you don't tell them to do what to do, they ain't gonna. I will wait for you to tell me what to do next. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And those other ones who bring their own, you know, ideas and things to the table, they have their own mind. You know, something key that you said was unique. Each person was unique.
yeah,
In a time where everything is replicated, everything sounds the same, everybody use the same terminology, all that. Like you see what I'm saying? So you got a whole generation devoid of being in tune with their own independent thought.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? And then you got a generation before this generation that's looking at the youth and doing what the youth does.
right.
It's the vibe. I ain't capping. Da da da. You understand what I'm saying? Like nigga, you 50. Stop. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like be 50. Be
right,
relatable. You can use language in a way of communication, but
right.
don't like that's their time. We had our time. We be respectful of they time, their language, and their culture,
Yeah,
and see how to meld the cultures together. You know, the
yeah,
Bible say, "Old men for war, young men for war, old men for counsel." You see what I'm saying? Because they was young men already at war, so they can teach you lessons learned and strategies for success in the war you fighting. You know, hence Black Life.
right.
You know, you at war as a black man, woman, and child in America. So somebody who lived through it already can share with you some of that game, some of that wisdom. You see what I'm saying? And the Bible says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." So somebody trying to give you something, somebody trying to lace you up with something, you know, they had lived experiences that they sharing with you.
Yeah,
It's like you found yourself in a situation like, yo, like I just left this shit. Like that ain't what you want, brother. You see what I'm saying? They're like, well, you did it, you know. What's the difference between me? You gotta go through all of that shit. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like Pac had that song, like I remember what it was like to be a young nigga, like what that meant. You see what I'm saying? And he had a young cat on the song with him. So, you know, it wasn't just him from that perspective. And Pac died at 25. You know what I'm saying? That's an
yeah,
old head in some places where we know when the streets is the streets. Like you're like, damn, you 25. You know, 18 the old head. I know cats who say they OG and they OG like 19 years old. You see what I'm saying? But that's a
yeah,
life that they're living. We don't, you know, if you ain't living in that life, you gotta respect where you at. Because
right.
something can happen to you if you don't respect those. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just a through line from one generation to the next that gets lost in translation because it's you know it's systematically designed for us to be a one and done generation. So no matter
true.
what generation it is, and you harbor hatred from the generation before you, but you don't understand what they went through. And they're
Right,
looking at you and they don't understand what you went through. But y'all went through the same shit because we all black in America.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, what it costs them to be black in America is the same cost that's associated communication come in to fix those lines.
Yeah. I
So
just
that
think
was my point right there. You got
it got to
go
be
ahead.
relatable. Like you have to be the relatable these days. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't like with my street ties or whatever, I can go and live a different life. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to show them that they can live a different life, but I got to be able to relate. So sometimes I show like, no, I didn't turn my back on you. You know what I'm saying? I want them to still be like, oh, woo, woo, yeah, he still, he still come around. Even though he's doing this and that, like he still come around. Like we still rock with him. You don't want to be that type who you trying to tell somebody something, they're not listening because they feel like, you can't relate. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I try not to turn my back on my people and still push forward and let them know, look, this is what I'm doing. So therefore, they can say, I'm gonna do this too, bro, doing this, and he still moved this like this, that, and third. So let me do that too. Because if I just turned my back and just got on some old uppity stuff, like, oh, I'm just too big and whatever. And when I try to go, hey, just what you need to do is like, you don't show us no love. You turn your back on us. Why would I want to? I don't even want to be like that to my other people. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you talk to people, it's like some people you talk to, it's a leader in the making, and some people just gonna straight be followers. You know what I'm saying? But if you talk to a leader in the making and you can't relate to him, then he's only gonna lead his people to do what I'm trying to tell him not to do. You get what I'm saying?
Word. So what's up with right? What's up with this joint called My City, man?
Oh, my city. You got to hear it, man. I mean, like I said, you could ask me, "What's up with this? What's up with that?" It's like when you hear it, you gonna know what's up. You hear what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's what I don't do too much
yeah.
explaining music talk for me. You get what I'm saying? But my city is, and it's crazy because I let the hood hear it like, they rocking with it. It's the truth. It's straight up the truth. Like can't nobody hear that song that's from where I'm from and say, "Oh, nah, it ain't that," or "No, he playing," or "No, he capping, he lying." Like you won't get that. Yup. Can you hear me? Your mic off. Technical difficulties. Yup. Let me see.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It was my turn. So you had a turn, I had a turn. You know what I'm saying? Going back and forth with this
Yeah,
joint right there. And I listened to all your songs, you know what I'm saying? The ones that you sent me. And I'm feeling the joint, man. Tev gotta come through and talk to us, man. Tev be spitting out here.
yeah. I told you, man, he got like a distinctive voice. Like, you know how Fab got his voice? When you hear Fab, like, you know Fab. You know what I'm saying? Or you hear Jada, you know Jada. Like, Ted got one of the voices, bro. He just, you know, I believe, yeah, he's special.
Yeah, he can flip the switches, flow up, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the thing, man. He got it. Some cats don't got it. You know, he got it. Tev got it. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it too. Bro. Tev got it. Like I can hear you. I can hear you. I heard you before we had this conversation. You see what I'm saying? Like I heard your heart. I heard your pain. I heard your struggle. You see what I'm saying? Like I heard you. You see what I'm saying? Outside of the music, but in the music at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you putting it together. I think Jeezy had the what was the joint, Crazy World or something like that, where he kind of went through like everybody that's dependent on him. You see what I'm saying? Like it's one of those joints where he went into that. Like I'm like, damn. You might hear the other songs, but this right here, like, yo, Jeezy showed up right here. Like this is all the other shit that's on the other side of the scale. You see what I'm saying? On one
Yeah,
scale, you might hear this and oh, I got, I'm doing this, I got money and blah 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 blah. Like, nah, he got 3-4 generations depending on what he do.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like and then you got that's family. Then you got the streets. Then you got the execs. You see what I'm saying? You got everybody got all these expectations of you, and ain't nobody, in this motherfucker for you. Like that's another.
yeah,
You got to still deal with you and what you dealing with, and you can't be in that space like you came home and did a 180, but it ain't really a 180. Circumstantially, it was a 180. This was always a part of you. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
you coming home and you got to wait to reintroduce this to you, but you still carrying the psychology of being, wrongfully incriminated. You see what I'm saying? And then
Yeah,
you want the papers, you gotta watch your step, all that shit. Like you don't get a chance to reconcile that. You don't get a chance to process that because you gotta hit the ground running and start making shit happen, making moves happen. You see what I'm saying? But you still have to sit with yourself in that space. You know what I mean? So I can hear all of that in your music. Whether you saying it out loud or not. You know what I mean? And then you hear like, okay, shit, my city. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. You know what I'm saying? Gray skies. You like they're there. So you looking, as a man of God too, with everything that's going on. So it ain't just it's not one dimensional. Like you
yeah,
gave, so much. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to, tell you that. Like I did
yeah.
listen and I hear, so like
Appreciate
headphones, I'm telling you, like this is the greatest investment ever because headphones put you in the space where you go. Like you can hear something in your car, it don't sound the same as you hear it in your headphones because you can go
right.
into your headspace. And I can walk with you as an artist. I can see, your pain. I can see your thought process. I can hear you talking shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can hear you and the beat separate. You see what I'm saying? So then I can hear the production like, oh, I hear all this other shit that's in the background that you don't hear because you either focused on the beat high, or oh that motherfucker spitting. So I got the opportunity to hear the best of both worlds. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
appreciate
I'm not somebody who comes from music that don't listen to music. They don't listen to every detail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's the key, man. That's the key. Just listening to my music. You got to listen. You know, a lot of people, they just don't listen. You know what I mean? They just, the beat catches you. They hear the music, but they not listening. So
it's a microwave time. You see what I'm saying? So it's like boom. You literally looking at the microwave. You put something in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you looking at the microwave like, damn man, this shit need to hurry up.
yeah.
And we grew up on stoves. We grew up on stoves. Shit went in the oven. Now we're looking at the microwave like, man, goddamn, man, 2 minutes, man, like shit, man, what's, you know, and we come from generations of folk that say a watch pot don't boil. Yeah. But we standing in front of the microwave, you know, we antsy like, man, come on, man, damn, 3 minutes, man, you know, you see what I'm saying? So that's the attention span that's assigned in property to, you know, reading and comprehension. So, you know, listening is reading with your ears, and comprehension, reading and comprehension with your ears. So you hear something, but you might have missed some shit. So you gotta listen to it a couple of times. So you listen to, you know, each song a couple of times, but the radio mass produces repetition. So you hear the same song, it might be 5-10 times a day you listening to the radio. Because they know that repetition cycle is going to have you, whether you like the song or you don't like the song. You done heard it 5 times. You know the whole song now.
You gonna know it. Yeah,
you know every word of the song, and that's it. That's all they need you to do. So you look at the crazy shit. You used to go to the club to hear, well, people go to the club. I don't know with this whole pandemic stuff. Like people would go to the club to hear the same music that they was listening to all day, that they was in their car, that's on a playlist at the club. You see what I'm saying? The same songs. It's the same. Like, so they know if they create that diameter, they control the diameter of your thinking. So what you see, how you see yourself, and how you see somebody that look like you, and what come from you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, boom. That is as far as you go. So these songs are 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes long. And you got a 3-minute song, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Why is the song still on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We come from the era of 3, 4, 5-minute songs, 7-minute songs, 10-minute songs. Crazy as that. That's a whole album.
It used to be 3 verses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You used to drop something. You got 2 verses. You're like, dang, I still got another verse. Right? Dang. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like I can drop a verse, hook, verse, hook, and be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And talk shit the rest of the song.
Oh, yeah.
You might be like, you might got that's all
some good
2 minutes.
That's some good ad-libs. The ad-libs get remembered more than some words.
Right.
It'll be some people's favorite part, the ad-lib. It's like little baby song, when, like that part. Like, don't nobody say the whole, they here and there. As soon as that part comes, the whole club say that same part. When. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, and I used to go to the club. You know, I'm going to the club because I'm chill. I go to the club because I'm smart the promoter. Or I'm going to the club because, you know what I'm saying? I'm just out here. And I go to the club and see, okay, what I need to do. Let me hear what's going on. And I sit and watch reactions of people with certain songs. All right, so okay, with that type of vibe, we do that type of vibe, you know, stuff like that. So it's like it's starting to get a little bit more easier. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I meant about respecting this cultural language that exists. It's a culture and it's a language. We had a culture that we wanted respect for, that boom bap era in the 90s. There was a certain sound that was there. It wasn't the same as the 80s. It wasn't the same as the 70s. You know, our parents ain't like our music. We didn't like their music. You understand what I'm saying? So our younger generations, we're the parents now. that the youth don't like our shit. They're like, yo, man, I don't want to hear all that shit, man, for real. Nigga, I'm out here getting this bag, nigga. We trying to, because it goes back in cycles. Rap started off as a party. It was a party. So now it's a party again. You see what I'm saying? So when they want, something to make them think, they put on our music, the generations, that we came with. But when they want to party, they can't party to that shit. So they're like, nah, I'm about to go put this on, this little whoever. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm about to I want to forget. You know what I'm saying? I want to forget. So they in that spot. That's a part of what they doing. And this is how they cope with being black in America. You see what I'm saying? Unless we give them something else. Go ahead.
As an artist though, like I can't fully, think like that. I got to think like, all right, let me, get hip to the wave. Let me jump to this wave. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me do, because at the end of the day, my music, like you might got some people out here that just go after one demographic. My music for the young people. My music for people that's a little bit older. Or my people, you know what I'm saying? My music, anybody can take any one of my songs. I want somebody of any generation to get a song that I drop and say, yo, I like that joint. You know what I'm saying? I don't want just one genre, or like not genre, but I don't want just one little area in the room of people. Like I want people to be able to, anybody can take anything from my music.
That's what's up right there. And it's that kind of vision. Like I said, everybody got sight, everybody don't have vision. That's that vision gonna take you far because you're gonna do that in every aspect of your life. You know what I'm saying? Most people, if they grew up in apartments, they ain't looking for no house.
Right.
They grew up in an apartment. So they're looking for another apartment. And they're gonna create a generation of children that come after them that look for an apartment. You see what I'm saying? So now that you provide your children with the opportunity to see a house, they're going to be looking for a house because they grew up in a house. You see what I'm saying? So creating a new normal in regards to what your expectations are and what your capabilities are also, something that you provide. So what you're saying, you want to reach everybody in the room across generations. You're going to do the same thing in your life. You've done the same thing in your life. Family's still important. You see what I'm saying? Family is like foundational for you. You see that? So like, not just in words. Like, nah, my little brother right here. You see what I'm saying? Like my cousin right here. So now, imagine somebody trying to get into that circle who wants some fake shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, nah. Nah. You see what I'm saying? So that's a foundation that's strong and that got a far reach because you're going to reach families. You can reach people, but if you reach families, if the families is messing with you, like, yo, my family out here. Right. You seeing the business destroy families. You see what I'm saying? And we also see the business bring families together. So, that's real.
True indeed.
So where can people get this project right here? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that, where they can get it and how they can book you if you're doing features, what's next, anything you got coming up you want to pull people's attention to and all that.
I mean, you can go, automatic search Tru Sinatra, TRU, Sinatra, Sinatra, like Frank Sinatra, as people would say. I'm on Instagram, Sinatra_BL, BL as in Black Life. YouTube, just type in Black Lyfe Music Group. It's Black, spelled correctly. Life with a Y, LYFE, Music Group. And I'm still, it's a project I supposed to be pushed out that I got in the archive, And it's crazy because there's some songs up there that I dropped probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It sounded like I dropped it, you know, last week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna get old. It's gonna still be relevant. So I think, you know, making music like that, it's kind of like it. It's because it's a true story. It's a story that still need to be heard. It's a story. So the story, my stories that I tell, whether if I told somebody 10 years ago and I'm telling you today, it's still the same story. So my music the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna get old. But you can find it on Automac, SoundCloud, Sinatra, Sinatra / 40. Or just type in Black Lyfe. I mean, Sinatra Black Lyfe. Just type it in. I got a single called Curry. That's on Apple Music, Spotify, Curry 30. You know, and most of all, like YouTube, man, see the visual, the actual see the visual. That's on YouTube, man. Black Lyfe Music Group. So I'll be pushing something soon, real soon. I can't put a date on it because my mind just is always clicking. So I might just take some songs and be like, no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna make 3 more songs, you know. But I need to go ahead and push this stuff out here because somebody need to hear it. And I'm the type that, you know, if 1, 10, 100 people hear my music, you know, it could change it. I feel like it can do something to their life, you know. And that's my goal, man. Just to be heard, whether I'm helping somebody or whether I'm giving encouragement, motivation, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And everything else after that gonna follow. You know, sometimes it's all about that timing. So that right person might hear it and you know, show the next, or it's gonna go from there, or it can touch someone who in a bigger place that can relate to what's going on. So I mean, I make music because I love it, you know, and it's a story that need to be told.
Any shout outs, acknowledgments, anything you wanna anybody, anything you wanna touch on, you wanna shout out before we go?
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out family. Shout out Black Lyfe. You already know Young Ted, Danny B, Cash. Shout out, you know, Tenacious. You know, that's my fiance, and she raw. She can spit. She raw. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Greenville, North Carolina. You know, shout out to anybody that know me, and I know them. Shout out to you, you know, for giving this opportunity. You know, shout out to Jazz, you know, for directing the thing in the place that it is. You know, it's something I'll be out here all day, every day, man. And it's just it's just time, man. It's time for the real to just step up and be heard. You know.
Most definitely, man. You and the whole camp will have to come back. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Your fiance, everybody have to, but we have to see everybody, man. Young Tab, everybody need to come through, man. We need to chop it, man.
Yeah, we're
I love
gonna
what
make
y'all
that.
doing. And where you get that merch from? Show them that merch again, man. So let them know where they get that merch from right there. They need that.
You know, this the logo. You heard, you know, kind of in the working of getting things right with that on that end. But just, you know, hit me up. You can find me on Facebook, Sinatra Gilbert. Like I said, Instagram, Sinatra _BL, Snapchat, Sinatra _BL. Yeah, just hit me up, man. Holler at me, man. You know, I ain't hard to find. So, you know anybody from Greenville, North Carolina, just holler at them. They know how to find me. Not hard to find at all.
Right. I appreciate you coming through, man, dropping some jewels, man, and giving us a little insight into your vision. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna support you every way that we can. Shout out to Jazzy J from Something for the Culture. She was like, bruh, I need you to interview this dude is dope. I'm like, all right, whatever. Then I heard the music, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, let's go. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to Jazzy J, man. Make sure y'all support her. Something for the Culture. She got amazing stuff happening. She about to be all the way Hollywood with us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be able to get a hold of her no more. She's gonna be brand new in a second. She's gonna roll cool. She about to do some amazing stuff, man. That's what it's a long time coming, man. I appreciate her. So we're gonna stay in contact and stay linked. And I'm gonna do a Black Lyfe Media Group night, music group night. My bad. Black Lyfe Music Group. You know what I'm saying? Play all the joints, play the visuals, everything that I could find. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna rock it.
For sure, bro.
Show that love on them streams up. Well, I appreciate you coming through, though, Jay.
Appreciate you, brother, for having me, man. You already shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You know, putting the real in the spotlight. That's what I like. You hear me?
That's real. That's real. That's my job. I'm on it. All right, y'all. We out.
All right. BLs.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that. So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the
motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.